Hi, I'm Cody Fueo, and this is Keeping Score Board Game Reviews. Today, we're going to be taking a look at my review for Series 1 of Final Girl. I just did a playthrough of the final movie that was in this set, the vignette for Terror from Above, and today we're going to look at the whole thing. So, one of the first things I like about these series sets is they've got these nice little boxes on top. For Series 1, it looks like a nice beat-up, bloody VCR, which is fun. What this contains in the Series 1 is the Series 1 game mats. You saw these being used in Terror from Above. It's a double set of really nice neoprene mats. And it's a setup that allows you to put the game boards and everything interchangeably on them. Use your cards. It's got spots for your dice, health, your Final Girl. It's got your horror tracker, your time tracker, play area, the market for all the cards that you can buy with your time, places to store pretty much everything you need to play. So it is fantastic, and I love having these. They are not a requirement to enjoy the game, of course, but man, having these as part of the series box set is amazing. And then you get the standard core box. Now, my copy of the core box is going to contain some upgrades in it that you get as part of you got them as part of Series 2, I think. And you got most of them as part of Series 2. So you've got your rule book, which comes in every copy. This is the board you would normally play with. And you can still flip it over for Extreme Horror. The things that are upgraded in here, I've got a wooden time token, wooden blood token, a really cool mini for the horror tracker instead of a token. It's got upgraded health tokens, very nice and chunky. And then it's got the upgraded black health tokens right here, which are the ones you would use normally. So those are very nice. You've got your big chunky dice. You got your wooden meeples. And then, of course, you have your standard gameplay components. You would normally use these instead of the spots on the gameplay mat for the different symbol collection things. These are used for different things in different films. It just depends. And then you've got all your standard action cards. So these are the things that'll typically be in the market every game, as well as your standard free starting cards as well. Now, those do change sometimes with different films. So, but that for standard setup, any film, you're going to use those cards as the rules tell you. Let me get all this put away and we'll take a look at the first combo box. I always do that. I forget to put the cover on. Now, the first film, and typically the first one that comes included with a core box if you buy it at retail, is Camp Happy Trails with Hans. This is really like a Jason Voorhees kind of setup. Hans is like that unkillable menace of a killer that follows you around the campground. He's a typical slasher villain, so he's not terribly hard to deal with, but he's fun. And as part of the Series 1, you do get minis for the killers and the final girls. I know I haven't painted them yet. Now, I had played Hans before I bought the series box, so I haven't opened his cards for this collection yet. When you get them, their cards come in these nice little recyclable paper clips that go on them. So he's got everything in here from, different killer cards, different final powers. He's got your final girls in here. Lori and Reiko come as part of this one. There's what were these called? The Terror deck cards. His dark minor powers that can come out of those, things like that. And you're going to get one of these with every set, every film box you buy, which is I don't know if that's the official name for them, but that's what I usually call them. So that's all going to go in there. And as you can see, this side of the box contains his rules pamphlet as well as his board. And it's really clever how these have been set up for this, because they're very cool. And then, of course, he's got his epic final card here, which was on top. So I'll put that back on there, and we'll put this cover back on top. And actually, sometimes I like to just keep the rules pamphlet underneath. Easier to store it there. Minor spoiler, there is a set of cards on the underneath for the final girl, and that's all I'll tell you. But what I like about these is they clip right back on magnetically. See? And then on the other side, you've got your Camp Happy trails. So each one of these films comes with a location. No kitty. Comes with a location and a monster. And on the Camp Happy trails side, you're going to get, you know, the camp board, which is your location. You're also going to get the rules for the location. And since I had the series box set, I also got a little boat. So there's tokens that normally come with them for like vehicles and things. I got the minis for those vehicles as part of the series box. This also comes with your setup cards and your item cards. And it comes with its own terror cards. And the way you build your terror deck is by combining these terror cards with your killer's terror cards. You'll draw the top 10, and that'll be your terror deck for the game. It also has little tokens for different things like, you know, tents, which hide like staircases and things like that. It's a very cool little map. You know, it's once again a very basic setup because it is the first in the series. But boy, if it isn't fun every single time, though. I've played it a couple of times, and it's fun every time. So each one of these is going to come with 2 final girls and a killer and a location. So then we'll look at the second one. This is probably my least favorite default setup, which is the Haunting of Creech Manor, which also comes with the Poltergeist, and 2 more final girls, of course. The reason I don't like this one so much is because this map, combined with the Poltergeist, makes that killer almost unwinnable. I mean, you can beat it. It's really hard, which is part of the fun, I suppose. But man, she's almost too hard as part of this location. If you change her to a different location, I don't know if I can tell you exactly why she's easier, but she feels easier. So there's her player board, you know, for the monster. And you've got the rules pamphlet, the card underneath the tray, which I'm not going to tell you what those are, but they do exist. And then here you get with Series 1 your mini for the Poltergeist and for the little girl. This is obviously a set that is taking cues from the movie, well, Poltergeist. So, you know, if you've ever seen it, you kind of know the setup and why it is the way it is. It's definitely a homage to that. And each one of these films, in one way or another, is a homage to the type of movies you would watch, you know, the standard B-movie setup. This is the map for Creech Manor. Like I said, this one's tough. I mean, it's so condensed, and the Poltergeist moves through it so well that it's really hard to get a foot up in the game. But it's a lot of fun when you do finally win. Comes with a mini from the box set for the chopper, which is very cool. Rules, of course, on the bottom with the card. Just like the other, the location has its own terror cards. It also has the item cards, the event cards, and the setup cards. Now, everyone has those for locations. And then, of course, the killer has their own terror cards and their own rules pamphlet. But yeah, Creech Manor is definitely the toughest standard box that comes in this set. Then we've got Slaughter in the Groves. The killer for this one is Nkanyamba, the Avenger. I'm not exactly sure what specific film this one so much takes from. And I'm probably going to be told by somebody in the comments what it is. But it definitely is like that ancestral spirit that comes back to get vengeance. And this takes place in the Sacred Groves. So, this is Nkanyamba. Now, this one, he's pretty tough. I don't remember him being like the hardest in the box, obviously. But boy, he hits real hard. And he starts at a higher horror than most of them, and he's got a lot of health. He's a bit of a battle tank as far as that goes. And here's his mini. And of course, he comes with his power cards and terror cards. His minor dark powers, which may come into play. And this one actually did come with a special ability to go in the marketplace, Atonement. So what that does is you'll decrease a couple of his things, or if you really screw it up, you'll get more horror and lose 2 time, which is fairly typical for messing it up. But yeah, he's a tough one. I really liked this one. My son also really enjoyed this one. And then we'll take a look at the location here, which is the Sacred Groves. I liked this layout pretty well. It's got a nice big open space. There's a couple of very important locations like the Holy Groves, the Burial Ground, Sacred Shrine. Those are important for the villain. And then you've got, Lost and Found, Welcome Center, and Groundskeeper as your items locations. It's a fun little map. I enjoyed this quite a bit. This location actually comes with a special setup piece which determines the spirit energy for the villain with its own little Divine Wrath card telling you how it works, and then the rules book there. So it's definitely a fun one. I like the Divine Wrath track. I really enjoyed the killer in this location. I will try these locations and killers in different setups eventually, but I just kind of wanted to cover the set as I got through it. So that is Slaughter in the Groves. The next one I thought was really cool. It's like this dark Pinocchio Carnage at the Carnival thing. And what's really cool is you fight this villain called Geppetto, which is exactly who you think, and the location's the Carnival of Blood, and he's got these little puppets. Like this is a homage to Puppet Master. That's the movie I was thinking of with this one. Definitely like a homage to Puppet Master. And it's great. I mean, you've got this awesome carnival that you're walking around, and it's even got the mini for like the little golf cart that you would sit on if you're security. But the location's really fun. I mean, absolutely fun. And I like the fact that this one introduces a minions ability for Geppetto. So you don't only have to dodge Geppetto as the killer, but you also have to dodge his little puppets that he sends out to try to get you. I can't remember if this one has like a special power for you to use. Let me take a look. No, there's not like a special market card in this one, but he's a bit of a tough killer, especially with his minions. I had a blast with this, as did Oliver. What a fun killer combo with the Carnival. This is definitely like, other than like starting with the camp and Hans, this is probably my favorite one from this set. Definitely a lot of fun with the Puppet Master reference and things. And another thing I like about this box is it has the art for where they're all supposed to go. So as I'm taking things in and out, if I set it aside and I forgot, it tells me where to put things. Now this last one is probably my second favorite that's not the core one. That's not Hans, and it is Frightmare on Maple Lane. This is every bit the Freddy Krueger homage that you think it is. Maple Lane is a great location. What I really dig about this is all of these houses on Maple Lane usually have people in them, victims, which are the yellow meeples, and it has an extra item slot as well, so you can search for more items to do damage with. But what I liked about it is there's a special power where you have to convince your neighbors to let you in the house because they all think you're crazy, which I thought was hilarious and adds just that bit of challenge to get in there and save them. Yes, that's right. The victims doubt you telling the truth, so they usually get themselves slaughtered because they won't even let you in the door. I had a blast with this location. Matter of fact, this is also the location I used for Terror from Above. So it definitely stuck in my mind as a good place to play the game. I absolutely love that. The Freddy Krueger stand-in, Dr. Fright, is pretty cool. And he's got, a pitchfork instead of those glove hands or the glove claws. But he's a tough guy. I mean, you can only damage him in certain circumstances, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's one of the harder villains because he's got a lot of conditional, like his rule pamphlet is 4 pages, which is 3 pages longer than the other ones. But it's really cool because there's this whole boiler mechanic, like the boiler room mechanic, where you got to reveal parts of boiler room cards. And if he shows up on the card part you reveal, he does damage. It's a whole thing. What a great monster. This was absolutely fantastically fun. Would play over and over and over. Like I said, these are just my thoughts on the standard setups because I haven't gone back to try them all in alternate locations. I think the only one I tried in an alternate location was the Poltergeist, simply because she was really tough and I wanted to see if she was easier. They're all tough. I mean, you go into this game and you don't expect to win, and that's part of the fun. You are the final girl. If you win, it is because you played well and you worked your butt off. So, now we get to the bonus boxes that came with this. There's the cast and crew box. This is the box that contained, all the minis and stuff for the final girls. You can store the final girl cards in here. You can store their secret cards that you get when you beat a game with them. Here's your Terror from Above vignette. It also came with all the pigeons from Terror from Above, which is, once again, the minis aren't required, but they're pretty fun. So that's what comes in here. This also includes minis for the vignette. So anything from Series 1 that had a final girl has a mini for them in these sets, and it's great. And then we'll look at the final bonus box that came in here, which is the bonus features. Now, the bonus features are really cool. So it comes with a feature film rulebook, which is the rules in a nice format for each location. But it also, each location and each killer. So you've got Camp Happy Trails, and you've got Hans, and so on and so forth. What's really cool, though, is it comes with not only the rules for the killer and the location, but lists of achievements for each. So, like, if you defeat Hans at Camp Happy Trail, check it off. That's an achievement. If you defeat Hans at 5 different locations, list all 5, mark them off. That's a set of achievements. If you defeat him when he has his epic dark power revealed, you can get achievements for that. Extreme horror mode, etc., etc. So every film and every monster comes with a list of achievements in this. It's really a cool way to play through the game again and give you another reason to go. Also, I'm a sucker for theme, and if you're getting this, you probably are too, because it's one of the most thematic solo games I've ever played. This includes lore and scenarios for the entire series. And it's not just, oh, this is your standard scenario. Oh, no. It's an entire setup. I mean, it's got different missions for different locations with each killer. Like it is a really cool way to play. And this goes really hand in hand with your feature film achievements list. So this is amazing. If you like your flavor and you lose the game, there's a little book of desperate deaths, which are great. So, like, if you were trying to dodge and you die, if you were trying to protect somebody and you die, if you're searching and you die, whatever action you were doing when you died, it's got a little desperate death in here where you just completely fumble it. And then it comes with a list, an entire booklet for each location with gruesome deaths. And these are for, general kills. So, like, if he kills like one of the fair goers, one of the carnival goers, it lists, different ways that people can die, and has these really great little blurbs about how people die. It's macabre, it's dark, it fits the theme. They're great. Most of this can also be found in the game's app on the phone, but you got to pay for it, which is fine. It's not terribly expensive. I think the app is like $2.50 or something, maybe $3, and then you pay for the bonus stuff to go in the app. So it's not, not uber expensive to do it, and it's very convenient. And since I'm recording this on my cell phone, I can't really show you the app, but it's exactly what you think it is, which is awesome and easy to use. So I gave the individual film when I reviewed, the first review we ever published was for Hans and Happy Trails with the core set for Final Girl. And I gave it a 9. Elizabeth did not like and still does not really like this game. And I think part of that is because she's not big on solo board games, but also horror just really isn't her vibe. It's not terribly mine either. I tend to like horror board games, and I'll watch the occasional horror film, but I don't usually look for it in any other format but books and board games. So, and I think that's because it gives me more control over it, so I get less tense and less scared, because I'm a giant chicken. So, I played through the whole thing, and my mind was not changed. This is still, without a doubt, a 9 out of 10 game. Nearly perfect. And these series boxes like this are the most cost-effective way to get them, and they're fantastic. Absolutely a wonderful way to get each series. At some point, probably after we move, I'll do series 2 and 3 for you. Mostly because I'm still missing the 2 special edition films, and maybe series 4 will be in by then too. So we'll take a look at all that stuff in the future. But yeah, Final Girl, absolute winner. No matter how many times I play it, I am having a blast every single time. Thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day. Once again, Final Girl by Van Ryder, 9 out of 10. Thank you very much.